What's happening, people? Welcome back to Clown Questions, the show where there are no dumb questions. I'm your host, Matt K. Maurer, and today, yet again, I'm asking, is Caitlin Clark the GOAT? And also, I will be having Rob Manders on the show. We talk some Team USA basketball again. I keep talking about that because, what else am I going to talk about? Baseball. And we talk some NFL and other subjects as well. Great interview with him. So let's get the show rolling. Who's down to clown?
That's a clown question, bro.
So is Caitlin Clark the greatest player of all time? No, obviously. If you're new to the show, it's called Clown Questions. So most of, if not all of these questions are meant to be facetious. Obviously, I don't think she's the greatest player of all time, but she's yet again in the news, yet again breaking another record. Actually, I don't know if she's broken any records. She was the first rookie to have a triple double, so that's a record of sorts. But this was not a rookie record. This was a all across WNBA history record, like Angel Reese set with her 14 or so double doubles in a row. But Clark just broke the single game assist record. She broke that record with 19 assists in a game. That is absurd. And to quote Jason Tatum, who quoted Angel Reese, who quoted Steph Curry, what they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? Um, yeah, I thought Reese was the rookie of the year, but I'm starting to think I respectfully I would like to change my rookie of the year pick to Caitlin Clark. Kennedy Carter was out there saying, like, other than shoot threes, what does Caitlin Clark do? Well, she can pass too, apparently. 19 assists. She's the female John Stockton, the female Scott Skiles. Is he the one with the NBA record? I don't have to look it up. I think that's right. Who cares, anyways? Because Caitlin Clark is who I'm talking about. Rookie of the year, GOAT, greatest player of all time. Um, in the future, in 15 years, come talk to us, and I'll have to ask this question yet again. I don't know how many. I've asked this question at least twice on the show, maybe three times, but I've never asked this question. Can Russ win a ring? As a Russell Westbrook stan myself, I sure hope so. And I think he can finally do it. The Clippers were not able to obviously do it last year with the Kawhi Leonard injury, I would say is a big reason for that. But yeah, Russ has played in the finals once. He played with the Baby Thunder against the Juggernaut Heat, the Heatles as people call them, I suppose. But I think he can get back there, and that's because the Clippers traded him to the Jazz. Not much longer than that pause there, the Jazz waived Russell Westbrook, and then the Denver Nuggets ended up signing him, or it could have been a sign-in trade, something like that. But that's a pretty funny detail. Russell Westbrook has now been on the Jazz twice without ever stepping foot on the court for them. So that's kind of a fun little detail. I think he's been on the Jazz for a total of 2 hours of real time. Both times they're like, yeah, no, we're trading you for our money's situation. But no, Westbrook absolutely can win a ring now. I think he's a perfect fit with the Nuggets. He can be more of a true point guard than Jamal Murray, and just focus on driving and passing. What he stakes his name on, and what makes Westbrook such a good player. So that big three of Westbrook, Murray, and Jokic is good. But most people wouldn't say that. They would tell you Westbrook is washed. They call him West Brick because he can't hit a three. It's like he was never an amazing player because he was a good 3-point shooter. He's a good player because he can do everything. And yeah, he's maybe not the best 3-point shooter, but he can hit a three every now and then when you need him. So unless they're playing the Lakers for the third year in a row, I will be rooting on Westbrook to win a ring with the Nuggets. Someone who cannot seem to get a ring is NL, and that's a stupid segue because you don't get a ring for the All-Star game. But I will ask the question: is the NL trash? Yes, they are, because the AL has won 10 out of the last 11 All-Star games. The NL did win last year, but a decade of not being able to beat the AL is crazy. However, the AL has only won 6 out of the last 11 World Series, so maybe not the complete domination, but in terms of the All-Star game, the NL just can't do jack shit. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even watch the All Star game. I think Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Emmanuel Clase got the save. Toxic Futures closer on his fantasy baseball team. And I heard Paul Skeens versus Aaron Judge was very anticlimactic. I think he walked him on a full count. But that 60 seconds of me talking about the All Star game was enough. I didn't watch the home run derby either. I forgot to mention last week. I thought it was funny. The King commented and he said, home run contest, stop the madness. He doesn't want it to be called the Derby. He wants that reserved for Kentucky and other horse related events. But yeah, that's all I got to say on on baseball for this week. Let's talk some basketball with this question: is Jalen Brunson the Knicks' savior? I think if he can get back to form and stay healthy, he had a tough injury in the playoffs this year. Absolutely, he's their savior. And not just because he's the best player on their team or because he makes the team around him better and has gotten the Knicks, more playoff success than they've seen in quite a while. I'm saying he's the Knicks' savior because he took $113 million pay cut. I think maybe I got this wrong, but it seems like OG Anunoby's making more money, and Brunson's clearly the better player. Some say maybe it was a hedge about for the injury. He wants to get paid, just in case he doesn't come back from injury quite right. But no, I view it as the $113 million pay cut is he wants to get another star player or be able to trade, have the cap space. The Villanova Knicks are looking scary, and if they can add that final piece with that $113 million they have to play with, that would be huge. And they're already, I would say, a contender at least in the East. But this just cements that in the future, if Brunson can keep playing as spectacularly as he has, they might be only a piece away from a title. So he's the savior, and like Rob Manders is about to say in his interview, New York probably already put up a statue for him, and they should. Um, let's get to a controversial topic this week. Where's the security? And no, I'm not talking about what transpired in Butler, Pennsylvania, after Thomas Matthew Crooks had a Ben Simmons like performance. I'm talking about soccer. That's right. The Euro final is over. The Copa America final is over. We have our victors, Argentina and Spain, the two Spanish countries, or maybe one's Latin. I don't know how, I forget the distinction there, but I'm supposed to be talking about soccer. A subheading to my question, where's the security, would be, was that Malice at the Palace 2.0? So yes, Uruguay players were fighting fans in the stands, but their coach, Marcelo Bielsa, he actually was in support of this. He lashed out at the quote plague of liars running the 2024 Copa America, 2 days after his team's semifinal against Colombia ended with a brawl in the stands involving players and fans. I think that rhymed. But yeah, at his news conference, he criticized the lack of security provided to Uruguayan families, and he argued that his players were obligated to climb into the crowd to protect their loved ones, and said that post-brawl punishments should not be for the players, but rather for those who forced them to act how they acted, tournament organizers. So kind of cool to see, the Uruguayan coach have everyone's back, and I kind of agree with him. If it was, the Colombian fans outnumbered Uruguayan fans at that game significantly. So some of the Uruguayan fans that were there were families of these players, and when they saw them fighting the Colombian fans, they said, "Forget this. They're outnumbered by, they're outnumbered 30,000 to 5,000 or whatever it was. So they jumped into the stands and they kept the fight going. And speaking of keeping the fight going, the Copa America cannot get any good publicity this week. Sunday night was the final between Argentina and Colombia, but the start of it was ridiculous. Before the game even started, it became ridiculous. This I'll just keep reading from the article because you know I can read. But yeah, the start of Sunday night's final of the Copa America football tournament between soccer giant Argentina at Colombia at Hard Rock was marred by thousands of unruly fans, many without tickets, who stormed the gates, scaled walls, jumped turnstiles, and even slithered through vents to get a glimpse of the spectacle. To relieve the pressure and avoid a stampede, Miami-Dade police and fire rescue ordered the stadium's gates opened well before kickoff. What ensued was a cat and mouse game of police chasing and seeking out thousands of ticketless soccer fans, some of whom were taken into custody. What also happened, the stadium became so overcrowded so quickly that the security ordered the gates shut, locking out hundreds, maybe thousands of fans who paid top dollar to attend one of the most looked forward to sporting events in years. But, quote, it was a life or death situation. Let the people get crushed or open the gates, said Stedman Stahl, president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association. The police union said, quote, then it became total mayhem in there. It was a calamity of errors on all levels. That's an understatement. Total calamity here. Where's the security? They were there, but they said, okay, well, there's too many fans. What should we do? Let's open the gates early so it's they can filter in quicker. But there's apparently a stampede, and they said, you know what, just open it. We'll figure out who has tickets and who doesn't. And then they shut them in, leaving out other fans. Just a disaster. But a great game to watch. Kind of an ugly game, but it's always cool to see it go to extra time in the final. And it was cool to see Lionel Messi and Di Maria going out on top. One of their moments will be in the Goosebump moments of the week. Of course, it will be the game-winning goal. But what moment won't be in the Goosebump moments of the week is from UEFA, because darn UEFA, frick UEFA. I would use the F word there, but I'm broke, so I'm going to try to save some dollars today. But yeah, Spain beats England in the 86th minute with an awesome goal. And like I said, I would love to put in moments of the week, but UEFA won't let me do it. I don't know why I started doing half a Trump impression there. Maybe it's because I was preparing for my next question. Should we ban Nick Castellanos from the MLB? Absolutely, I think we should. Nick Castellanos has caused so many tragedies. It's horrible. If you're unfamiliar, I have an episode a week or two, a couple weeks back about how he just times it horribly. He hit a home run on the day Willie Mays died, and he's back at it again this week. He hit a home run, not an hour and a half before the attempted assassination on Donald Trump. Now, I don't really want to talk politics. I'm going to try to stay away from that. Um, but I mean, this isn't political. Whether or not you support the guy, you have to admit the picture was maybe the hardest picture of all time. Blood in the face, American flag behind him, pumping the fist. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to get political. I do want to say, Pardon My Take said they were the first. I wanted to be the second sports podcast to say I am anti-assassination. I think that is probably, I think assassination's bad. That's my analysis on it. I'm echoing the PMT anti-assassination stance. And like I said, ban Nick Castellanos. He's the longer he plays, the worse it's going to get. It's the next time it's going to be a real assassination. Um, so yeah, get Nick Castellanos out of the MLB. Maybe we start a juicing rumor or something about him, and try to prevent some tragedies. And well, there's a segue right in front of me. I don't really want to use it, but I was talking about tragedies. We did have another one this week, unfortunately. Jacoby Jones passed away. All-time football player, one of the best kick returners of all time, in my opinion. And without Jacoby Jones, the Ravens don't win a Super Bowl, and Joe Flacco is not elite. So, um, yeah, one of the great Ravens of all time. Um, so this week's first year interruption, I'm just gonna dedicate it to one of Jacoby Jones's play. As you know, Goosebump Sports. That's a big part of my theory on what makes sports so awesome. Is it's the moments that give you chills, that give you goosebumps, and Jacoby Jones has one of the greatest sports moments of all time. So I had to put it in here. They're in the divisional round in I forget what year, but they're playing Denver. They're down 7, 40 seconds left. It looks like all hope is lost. And Joe Flacco throws a bomb to Jacoby Jones. And I kind of spoiled it there, but if you haven't seen the play, you should see it now. It's great. Here's first year interruption with Jacoby Jones. Rest in peace.
Get it done. Flacco stepping up and throwing deep down the far sideline. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacoby Jones. How does that happen in the Denver secondary?
That is stunning. That with a 3-man rush and dropping 8 guys into coverage, that the Denver Broncos could misplay this to this point. Only a 3-man rush. Flacco steps up and unloads.
Incredible play. I kind of forgot about the great celebration from Jacoby there. Blew a kiss to the fans in the stands in Denver. Ravens go on to win that game in double overtime. And then they go on to win the Super Bowl, where Jacoby Jones might have been even robbed of Super Bowl MVP there, you could argue. He had the longest kickoff return in Super Bowl history, I think 109 yards, something crazy like that. And I think he had another touchdown, some key catches in that Super Bowl. So, yeah, rest in peace to Jacoby Jones. I don't think we know the cause of death yet, but it was good to hear that from his family. They said he passed away peacefully in his sleep. So unexpected, very tragic. But it wasn't. It was a peaceful way to go for Jacoby. So sorry about that. Very somber first year interruption this week. But let's go to something a little more cheery. Go to our interview with Rob Manders. Great stuff with Rob. Thanks for pulling up to the show, Bob. But yeah, here's the interview with Robert. All right, now pulling up to the pod is a good friend of mine. He took second place in the Greenfield Disc Golf League. It is Rob Manders, or is it Manders? Did I say that right?
It was close, Manders. I'll take it.
Manders, Rob Manders. Well, can I call you Jam Flow Man the third? Can I call you that?
Yep, that works too.
What about Bobby Burnout?
Yep, that's probably appropriate. Bob, Rob, Robbie, Bobby Burnout for the burner account.
Yeah, not to expose your burner account on Twitter, but both of those have a ring, a ring to them.
Incognito.
But yeah, Rob, thanks for joining me on the show. A real athlete. I didn't mean to call. I might have called out a couple people when I was calling Gowan a real athlete. You're like, wait, did you see I got second place in the disc golf league? You had a pretty good night tonight, right?
Yeah, I did. Thanks for having me. And yeah, I'm gonna have to put you guys on some game with some real sports like disc golf.
Sure.
I took second place tonight. Still chasing that gold, but we'll get there one day.
Word. All right. Yeah. Well, I wish you luck in disc golf in the future. But I should ask, when is our dynasty fantasy basketball draft? That's got to be coming up, right? The
Yeah,
picks are in for the regular one.
I think we're waiting for summer league. I would say, yeah, that's the best gauge of when we'll be able to scout these players. But this draft class has just been so all over the place. I have no idea who some of these guys are or who's even like a top talent this year. I mean, I have a couple guys I like Dalton Connect to your Lakers and Kling Kong and Zach Edey as fantasy prospects, but
Yeah.
I I really don't know anything who's going to be good in this draft class. I think anybody could be sweet, and all of them could be terrible.
AJ Johnson, should I draft him?
I, I think that is a pick that will microwave and get real good eventually.
All
Um,
right.
put in
All
the
right.
storage locker, and 2 years down the road, he's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think I asked our commissioner Matt this, but can I just take Cooper Flag instead?
I was hoping to trade all my picks this year for the pick next year.
You just got to figure out who's gonna get last place, I guess.
Yeah, start
Or is
tanking.
it's gonna be one of the bots, right? We got like 32 teams, I think.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, we gotta tank as hard as possible next year. No points.
Tank, tank for Cooper Flag. Um, but yeah, definitely, we're in a slower part of the sports season, but we got, some Olympic basketball that's getting people pretty excited. So first question for you, there's been some roster changes. I wanted to ask you, do you think Derek White is an upgrade? They just added him to the roster.
Yeah, I've been watching a little Olympic basketball, and I was surprised that Kawhi went out. Like I thought he was really good, but he's had a history of injuries. And Derek White, I think, is perfect probably for them because you just want somebody that's a pest like Drew Holiday, and he matches that energy. You don't need any more scorers on Team USA when they're all so good. So I think Derek White will fit right in, and he'll just do the dirty work for everybody that wants to score, and he'll get his when he can.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think his teammate, do you think Jalen Brown was snubbed from the roster?
Jalen Brown, he's living a good life right now. I do think he got snubbed, but I saw him at the game last night with Kyrie and Angel Reese, and he's looked like he was on a double date and just living it up. That's and reluctantly an NBA championship champion. That kind of hurts my heart, but I don't know. I think he's doing just fine. Did you hear the Nike conspiracy about it?
Yeah, I did hear a little bit about that. That's why they don't want Jalen Brown on the team. It was a Nike move.
Yeah, I thought that, just politics even in basketball and in shoe brands. I don't
So
know.
he's not a Nike athlete. Is that what it's about?
I think exactly. Yeah.
Everyone else is though, huh? It's interesting. Yeah, it could be Nike's paying them behind the scenes. Come on, Finals MVP. He should be on the team.
He's the finals MVP and he's not on Team USA is insane, but
He three of his teammates are on the team, but he's not. It's kind of funny. It's like I won MVP. What the heck? Why
yeah,
am I on the
putting
team?
out all his cryptic tweets, but I'm sure he's just laughing behind the scenes about it. Who knows?
Definitely, definitely. So do you think Cooper Flag should be on the team? Like I said, we both want him on our team next
Yeah.
year, but
Cooper Flag, he's like a almost like a Paul George, Kevin Durant like prototype mix and like a little beefier. And I think he's sick. From just watching the summer league, not summer league, but the Team USA training highlights, he should be on the team. Like he's just an absolute animal. It seems like, and he's just could be right fit in right with those superstar legend Hall of Famers. So I don't know. I think he could be out there and very well could just be representing the United States and balling for us right now.
yeah, definitely. He's definitely good enough. I mean, I saw a clip of him when you hit a three over Anthony Davis. You seem pretty league ready, but I'm sure next go around maybe he'll be on the team if he can continue his success in college and the NBA.
Yeah, he
Um,
seems like a star in the making.
yeah, absolutely. So while we're talking NBA, I was hoping, would you like to do a new segment with me presented by no one?
Yep, that sounds great.
He's laughing because he already knows what the segment is, but the segment is called NBA terms. So I really try not to get into politics on this show, but like such crazy shit has happened. It's like hard not to mention any of it. So to keep it in the sports world, I was hoping, could you put the Trump assassination attempt into NBA terms for me?
Yeah. I was really laughing at your sponsor because that was making me die. And I've thought about this question, I forgot, and now I'm thinking about it again. I don't I don't know. It's so hard to tell because it's like Trump is so hated by a certain half of people, but he's loved by others, and it's like that feels like to me like almost like Dylan Brooks, the way that he's hated in the NBA, and he's just
Okay.
like such an agitator that it's just like, what would happen if we like somebody just came up and sucker punched Dylan Brooks or try to take him out? Like, they're just so sick of him. They're just like, all right, get him out of here. But I don't know. That is a question that we'll all have to reflect on because to put that in NBA terms is just something ludicrous. For me, last year when Giannis went down with his calf strain, felt like Trump getting shot to me. It it just broke my heart. I didn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, okay. So I like that you're kind of like it's like someone sucker punching Dylan Brooks. But it would have been like them kind of missing the punch, maybe getting them on the ear a little bit. If it was if Dylan Brooks is the Trump comp, who would have been the guy punching Dylan Brooks in that
That's a good question.
scenario?
I don't know, the shooter. I don't know who would I would compare him to. He'd have to be
It'd be
like
another NBA player, right?
yeah, like or like a G leaguer or something, just coming up and they're hiring him as a hitman, and he just comes into one game all out of the blue, like runs down from the stands and just socks Dylan Brooks and then runs out.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be yeah, it could maybe it's AJ Johnson, the G
Yeah,
League, or
yeah.
it's Bronny.
Hopefully
Who
it's not a
knows?
buck. I like those guys. It's good. But yeah, that's something right there.
But yeah, who knows? Who knows? Are you about to use the laundry machine? Please don't. Someone's interrupting my she wanted to come through. You can go back there. That's fine. That's fine. That's definitely not my mom, for anyone watching at home.
No, definitely not. It's a shared space.
Definitely not. There you go. She's on the pod now. Okay, but let's move on from assassination attempts, I guess. So I'll ask you a Bucks related question as you got the Bucks fan.
Yep.
You're wearing the Giannis Greece jersey, the
Yep.
Hellas. That's
Hellas.
that's a hella cool jersey. But as a Bucks fan, I'll ask you, is Gary Trent Jr. the answer in Milwaukee?
I was screaming in my car when I heard that news. It's a grand slam signing, I think, for John Horst. A 25-year-old shooting guard that has chemistry with Dame, is pretty good on defense. Shot like I think the best 3-point percentage next to Steph Curry last year on open threes, which he should get a lot of playing with Giannis. Yeah,
Oh,
I think it was like 39, 40% or something like that. I'll have to check my numbers, but this could
yeah.
be possibly the best starting five that Giannis has had in his career with Dame, Gary Trent, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brooke. I mean,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
talent is just extraordinary. And then I do even like the DeLon Wright and Torian Prince upgrades too. I mean, to get Gary Trent over Malik Beasley, Torian Prince over Jay Crowder, and then DeLon Wright, I guess, over Patrick Beverly, who's going to Israel out of all
Yeah.
places. Like I love Pat, so good for him. Um, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Love
I'm
Pat Bev.
I'm very very bullish on the Bucks again. I think they're going to be extraordinary and top three team in the East next year because a lot of these other teams were really gearing up, like the Knicks and the Celtics. Obviously, the 76ers got Paul George and some other guys. Like the East is going to be tough next year, and the Bucks needed to make a play. And John Horst with 3 minimum contracts signed pretty good guys, and especially Gary Trent. That I would have never guessed in a million years we could have gotten him.
Yeah, I forgot. So he played in Portland with Dame.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
started his career in Portland with Dame, and he was pretty good there. And then they ended up trading him, I think, to the Raptors. I can't remember for whom they got, but
Mhm.
he's a talent. He was good last year, and as soon as the Raptors put him in the starting five, he started cooking. And maybe I'm biased because I have him in two different dynasty basketball leagues, but he ended up winning me my championship over good old Dr. Jones last year in the championship week. So,
Yeah, you made a ballsy move there, right?
yep, put him in over Bradley Beal. Both of them were kind of like up or down if they would explode. And luckily, Gary Trent, and he won it because he got so many steals on defense. That's what I'm really excited for the Bucks. Is that
Mm.
if he can play good defense compared to Malik Beasley and shoot a decent percent from three, it's going to be scary hours, as they say, for the Bucks and the East.
All right. So Gary Trent's the answer. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Oh yeah, John Horst is the fucking man for getting that. I'll put $1 in the swear jar.
In the F-bomb jar. No, no
Yep,
need.
yep.
No need. The guests are allowed to swear.
Okay,
I'm
good.
allowed to swear. I just can't. I can say the F word. It just costs me it costs me a little bit there.
You don't want to,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'll be rooting for the Bucks. I'm a Lakers fan, but I don't want Boston to repeat, so I have no
No.
choice but to root for the Bucks.
Well, and for some reason, Boston has unlimited cash, or they're just willing to pay the biggest taxed team I've ever seen. But we'll be able to compete. We did good against them last year when we were healthy. That's really the main thing. Is if we can stay healthy, the Bucks are going to be a contender for sure.
Yeah. You think the Knicks are gonna be contenders? Did you see Jalen Brunson took like $100 million pay cut kind of thing?
It's insane. For him to take $113 million off of his contract and like lifetime earnings almost is that he must be the number one guy in New York right now. He's
Mhm.
everyone must just almost already building a statue for him.
Yeah.
But OG Anunoby, I think, had a $215 million deal. They still have Julius Randle, who's got to get paid. They got who else have they got? Mikal Bridges, who's just is going to have to get paid or has a pretty big contract. And then DiVincenzo's decent contract. Uh, Josh Hart has got to get probably a pretty big contract. Not like big for a role player, but their
Hmm.
starting five is insane. And they still have Mitchell Robinson, who is injured, but that team is building something ferocious. I'm not usually a big Knicks guy, but they're doing all the right stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think they're contenders, and I think it's hard not to say Philly's a contender too. What did you think about that Paul George sign? You think he can finally, solve Embiid's playoff woes? He can't get out of the second round, right?
Yeah, between him and Maxi, I mean, if Joel Embiid stays healthy, he's absolutely a monster too. So hopefully that'll just get him through the regular season where he can take some nights off and they can still be like a top team in the East, and he can rest while like Tyrese and Paul George are just tearing it up out there and getting wins. But really, like Kelly Oubre and some of those other guys that are behind Paul George as like defenders and just crafty role players. That I think that's what makes a championship team. And Kyle
Hmm.
Lowry signed back there, I believe. And
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, so him backing up Maxi, I mean they're stacked, and they were supposed to get Gary Trent. That's where I thought he was going. So
Hmm.
Philly's going to be something tough, but I still I still think it's Boston's East right now, just based on if they can bring everyone back, and then it's going to be Milwaukee, Philly, and the Knicks. I think those are the top four teams for sure in the East.
Yeah. I didn't prepare you this. Can I put you on the spot? Can I ask for a way too early finals pick?
Oh, well, I'm a homer, so I'm definitely going to go with. I'm definitely thinking the Bucks are going to be able to get there next year.
Mom, you're gonna be on the podcast.
I would say
She
Bucks
shrugged.
and oh man, who's out? Thunder look pretty good. The Timberwolves and Denver is just with Jokic. He's I think they're gonna really miss KCP, but Denver is something fierce too. And who knows what type of moves are gonna happen between now and then, especially like in free agency or even trades.
Mhm.
Because the Pelicans are pretty interesting with the trades they did for DeJounte Murray, but
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know.
Wait, sorry, I was distracted by my mother. Did you give me a pick?
I said the
Oh, you
Bucks,
said
and
Bucks.
I couldn't figure out who I want in the West. I'll say
The
Bucks.
West is so stacked.
Give me Bucks, OKC.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like it against the baby Thunder. The
the
baby
baby
Thunder.
Thunder. Yep. I don't think the Mavericks will be able to get back, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I don't know. Clay Thompson used to be great, but he's coming off the worst year of his career, and like that's their big addition.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I agree. It's tough to see him getting back there. Um, unless maybe they make a trade, but who knows? But yeah, let's talk some football here. And I guess my question I have written out here is, are you hyped for college football 25? But I guess I should just ask, have you played it yet? It just dropped, right?
I have not played it. I'm waiting for the Friday physical copy release. So I'll go over to GameStop and pick up a copy on Friday. But
There you
I
go.
am super hyped. I've seen a bunch of clips and just looking at like the way the movement is and the way that it like flows all together, it just looks really smooth. And some of
Oh,
the running clips
shit.
I've
My
seen are just insane.
my camera just died. Sorry, pardon me.
Oh, you're
Um,
good.
I can fill it in with this Zoom footage though. Should have had it plugged in. Might be.
Come on,
Oh,
Manders.
sorry. What a disastrous. My mom walks in. The camera breaks. But sorry, you mentioned GameStop. Was that a plug? Don't you own some GameStop stock?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
no unpaid
sorry.
ad, right? But yeah,
Off the
GameStop.
record.
Watch it. It's had like I think it had like 6 or 7 green days in a row, and it's looking to pop again. That's what they say. That's what the people are saying.
The Roaring Kitty pop.
Yeah, if he tweets out again, I think we'll do another little short squeeze, and then we'll never know what happens. I don't know if it's going to be the mega Moas squeeze, but hopefully it's
Yeah.
going to be some more money.
Squeeze Wall Street or,
Yep,
or, or whatever, however it goes.
yep.
But so
Kenny
once
Griffin's
you do,
pick.
yeah. So once you do go to GameStop, and buy the game, what team are you planning to lead to a national championship? That's what I want to know.
Man, there's so many good ones. I'm not like necessarily a big college football guy,
Hmm.
but I do like the fact that the Big Ten added like some of the California teams because I got some family in California. So
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna try to do it once I get the game with the UCLA Bruins. I'm gonna go
Mm,
Bruins, and
okay.
then if I had to pick another one, I'd say Marshall, just so I can like chant "We Are Marshall" while I'm playing.
There you go. There you go. I haven't seen that movie. It's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a class. I think that's Matthew McConaughey. That's a classic. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I gotta check it out. And well, I hope when UCLA plays Wisconsin, you get your ass kicked, frankly. Um, but
Yep.
yeah, I need to I
Travel.
need to buy it. I need to buy it. Do you think, I mean, you have some Madden. I guess maybe you haven't played NCAA in a while. I don't know. Are the controls much different? It's pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, I was trying to run the old NCAA 14 on the Xbox 360 with a buddy, and it's just nothing like the like new Madden 24 nowadays. Like the movement, like the sticks and everything, it's way behind. So I'm hoping the new NCAA, and what I've heard is that it's very smooth compared to like the newer Madden, and like it's even better
Oh,
than Madden 24.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, I
And
think the
it's
passing.
EA makes both, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, you
So,
can bundle it to get a better deal
all
with
right.
Madden 25 if you want to as well. But I'm reluctant to pay like $150 for 2 video games.
Yeah. EA sponsor us. Okay, but so you play
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
do.
Madden. Do you have any like to like just a schmuck playing the game? Any good tips you could give to someone to get better at Madden or NCAA?
Well, my thing is Madden changed the QB like passing settings to like try to make it more difficult, or
Oh,
they try to make it like more like a real quarterback would do, like placement and timing type of thing. But
yeah.
I switched it back, and I hope I can do this in NCAA 25 to classic passing, where you can kind of use the stick to control the wide receiver and like do toe
Oh.
touches on the sidelines and
Oh
like
wow.
be able to like kind of shift where they are while you throw the pass. But
Hey,
I'm not really a big Madden aficionado. I play in a franchise like once a week, but I think I'm getting too old at the ripe age of 27 to really be a big Madden video game guy anymore.
it's
But
getting too
I
old for
still
this.
really like it.
Yeah, getting too old for this shit. Lethal Weapon. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess I only got a couple more questions for you. They're all NFL related, so I want to finish out with that.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched the show? Have you watched Hard Knocks or Receiver? I don't think the new Hard Knocks has come out. He's got the Packer helmet ready to go. Have you seen either of those shows?
I have not, but I've been meaning to watch it on catch it on HBO. I saw that the Giants have a preseason one, and then they
Yeah.
were Dable. He was taking all the rookie quarterbacks through his like
Oh,
testing before the draft, and that was pretty interesting. The clips I've seen about that, he was like really grilling Jaden Daniels about it, and then he was taking Drake May through like a bunch of plays, and then like having them recall all the stuff about it. So that was a cool, like inside sneak peek to see like what they do to like test some of these rookie draft picks and stuff like that.
yeah. All he puts them through all that just to stick with Daniel Jones and not take or pick up quarterback in the
Yeah,
draft.
just to be like, no, I like Daniel Jones.
But yeah, I watched one episode of Receiver. It was really good, but I started watching it was like the off season Hard Knocks for the Giants, and like halfway through the first episode, I was like, this is like all front office stuff. I was just getting bored, but I gotta go back the episode of the rookies. That sounds pretty cool.
Oh yeah. What's the receiver show? I don't know if I'm up on that.
So there was a show on Netflix last year. It's called Quarterback, and it's
Oh,
basically like they just follow them around with cameras the whole season. It's like Hard Knocks for a couple players kind of thing. But now they're doing it with wide receivers. Well,
oh,
and
who do they got on there?
Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams. They got Debo Samuel. I'm
Oh
forgetting one
wow.
other. George Kittle's in there. They got a tight end.
Oh, I'm
Um,
definitely gonna catch that. That sounds sweet.
oh, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think that's all of them. But no, it's a pretty good show. I gotta
Nice.
I gotta watch the rest of that. Once I'm just like a couple weeks away from football season, I'll be like, I fucking need football. I'll just start
Yeah,
watching that.
exactly. Give me all the content.
Yeah, better than the what was I gonna say? Better than the preseason. My gosh, this has been a chaotic interview, Rob. I don't know what's going on here. But let's try to keep persevering here. I wanted to ask you, do you think the Chiefs will three-peat? Like,
Oh,
got the
I
last two.
they are probably pretty likely to three-peat. They are a team that's built for it. I do worry about them. I really like their offense. Obviously, they got Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce still, and Pachenko is a beast, and they got a lot of
Hmm.
solid pieces around them. And their wide receivers are sick with Hollywood and Rasheed Rice and even Kadarius Toney if he can figure it out. And then who's their
True.
other guy? Hollywood Brown. They just
Yeah.
added him this year. So that offense is elite. What I wonder if they'll be able to sustain from last year was their decent defense. Uh,
Yeah.
I like Nick Bolton, who they have at linebacker. He's sweet. I like their D line, who is a Dante Jones. He just got paid last year.
Chris Jones.
Oh, is it Chris Jones? Yeah, I could.
Oh, he got paid a bag, dude. Huge
Yeah,
bag.
and but I worry about their cornerbacks because they got rid of L'Jarius Sneed, I think it was
Yeah.
the guy that punched it out against Zay Flowers, and
Mm. Yeah,
they
huge play.
yeah, I think he went to like the Panthers or something, and or they got like a third round pick back for him, and I thought he was a huge player for their team last year, and they just kind of let him walk in free agency. Um, so we'll see if they can overcome that, but yeah, the Chiefs are feeling like the new Patriots, where it's just like it's. I don't know if a team's ever three-peated in my lifetime. I don't think so, but they could be the very well could be the first ones to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, let's talk about the team that they beat in this previous Super Bowl, 49ers. Do you think Brandon Ayuk's going to get his trade request? I think he officially requested a trade a few days ago, even though, I mean, we kind of already knew he wanted to be traded, but he officially did it.
I don't know with these kind of wide receivers. It's almost like a game of deception with them. I feel like Debo Samuel did a very similar thing where he's like telling everyone he wants to be traded, he wants to get off the 49ers, and then they end up paying him. So I think Brandon Ayuk's kind of using the same like method. And
Hmm.
I saw today that Ricky Parcell went on the pup list. He's out with
Oh,
a non-football injury or something like that,
yeah.
and so he won't be training and working out for training camp. And it's just like, well, you can't get rid of Brandon Ayuk if the your first round pick that you just drafted is going to be hurt for a portion of time. So
Hmm.
I think they bring him back, but if Brandon Ayuk goes anywhere, I've seen the Commanders and the Steelers as places that he wants to go, which would be probably pretty decent fits.
Yeah. Steelers could definitely use another guy alongside George Pickens.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Roman Wilson is probably not going to cut it even though I am a big fan of Roman Wilson. I just we'll see.
yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Um, Next question for you about the NFL. Can you give me an MVP prediction?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got to be a quarterback, right? Um,
I don't know. I thought McCaffrey should have won it last year, but
seriously,
Lamar deserved it too, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill. I thought Tyreek, if he would have balled out those last couple of games, could have got a chance at it too.
Yeah, if he would have got to 2000 for sure, he's the MVP.
Yeah. Um, I have four guys that I like that I think could win MVP.
All right.
And starting with the homer pick, it's Jordan Love because
Really? Knock
yeah,
on some wood, damn it.
yep, find it.
There's some behind you, I think.
Yeah, oh, we'll get somebody here.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. But yeah, I'll tap the jersey too. Get them all warmed up.
Yeah.
Um,
J Love.
I mean, it just seems like the Packers have found another generational quarterback. And if he can produce like he did last year, I mean, he had like 32 touchdowns last year, over 4,000 yards. Um, and
Yeah.
if we're like a top team in the NFC, I don't see why not. He almost should have been considered for MVP last year based on the numbers that Lamar was getting.
Hmm.
Um, I really like CJ Stroud too for staying with the young quarterbacks. He's
Sure.
poised with a lot of good weapons around him. Hopefully, his defense can carry him and they get a good record. Um,
Hmm.
but another homer pick, which would be very surprising, but I could also see it too, would be Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I
Comes
like
out
that.
with the Jets. You know, the Bills aren't as good this year, maybe. The Dolphins are kind of struggling, and who else? And the Patriots are in their division, so they get a good record by the end of the year. It's a big comeback story for Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't throw a lot of picks. He's got the numbers, and then he cements himself another MVP. I'd hate to see it, but I also love to see it because I like Rodgers, but not on the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna get that team to the playoffs. And
Yeah.
I like I like kind of hope he does, but like at the same time, I don't know. I want to root for the guy, but I would be like pretty salty if the Jets won a Super Bowl with him.
Oh no,
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
want
lie, I'd
them
be
to
salty.
even get to a Super Bowl.
I'd be like happy for him, but also
Yeah.
mad at the same
Yeah.
time.
And then
So,
I still think Joe Burrow. He's
okay,
got a
yeah.
lot of fire under him, and they got weapons if T. Higgins stays and they figure it out. Joe Burrow could be a sneaky MVP pick, but I mean, Pat Mahomes is probably the favorite. I would bet on the betting odds, uh,
Hmm.
and yeah, he's going to be hard to get everyone off of his train. So, but
It's true.
I'm just
It's
so
true.
excited for the NFL to start this year. It's been long enough.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like you said, Burrow or Jordan Love could be sneaky little MVP candidates this year. You got a sneaky, maybe a dark horse playoff team in the NFL this year.
Um, I have a couple. I mean, I think I saw a stat somewhere that said like a lot of the teams that made the playoffs last year won't make the playoffs this year. There's like a recurring stat. I should have had it up. Where's my guy? But honestly, in the NFC, I like in the East, the Commanders possibly making the playoffs.
Okay,
Um,
really
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, I they're a little rocky. I feel like the Cowboys are going to take a step back. The Eagles are going to be good, and the Giants I don't think, are going to be that good. So I think the Commanders could be like the last team to make the playoffs if they played pretty decent. I think
Yeah.
Arizona in the West,
Hmm.
I would bet they could get a little sneaky in there.
Yeah.
Just get a little feisty. I like their defense a lot. They played the Cowboys last year and beat the Cowboys with I think a backup quarterback, and they ended up playing really good against the Cowboys, who are the number 2 seed, I think.
Yeah. True. True. Marvin
But
Harrison Jr. is gonna be insane.
yeah, exactly. A healthy Kyler Murray with a sick young wide receiver who's supposedly like an up and coming legend. Like
Yeah.
that could be a spicy team.
Gonna
I
be
still
just
think,
as good as his dad.
yeah, that would be that would be awesome. I love when that stuff kind of thing happens, like Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. Like just pass the
Bronny Jr., LeBron.
we'll see about that one.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I would still cheer for it. That would be crazy, but he's had enough success for me.
Yeah. No, but I like it.
What else we
Arizona
got?
and Washington's kind of surprising to me, but I would love to see that happen. I'm a big Jaden Daniels fan, so
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
And I was trying to look at like every division and pick one team that I think could be like a dark horse out of that. So that's where I was starting in the NFC. And then I think I had Atlanta in the South. And
Sure.
unfortunately, this pains me to say, but I think the Bears could be a pretty good team,
Yeah.
possibly because they figure it out with their offense with Caleb and all the pieces they added.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen and who's it? DeAndre Swift at running back,
Yeah.
plus Roman Dunze and DJ Moore. I mean, Cole Kmet's a pretty decent tight end too. They're set. They just need to figure it out. But I
Yeah.
also just hope they're terrible so I can laugh at their pain. It's a lot more fun that way as a Packers fan.
Yeah. We obviously hope it will be, but do you think the Hard Knocks will be a little bit too much of a distraction for the Bears?
That's a possibility that I didn't think about, but that would be very, very funny if they get way too into themselves and like take it to Hollywood and step on their own feet. That would be perfect for the Bears.
Caleb Williams just starts getting them all mani pedis. The whole team's
Yeah,
got matching nails.
yeah, they're all
That'd
coming in with paint nails.
be great. Show us solidarity for
Yeah,
the Bears. But
but
let's talk a little bit of Packers. This is actually last question I got for you, Rob, and thanks
okay.
again for pulling up to the pod.
Appreciate
But
you having me.
yes, sir, anytime. Last question for you. Which Packers rookie are you most excited about this year?
Ooh, um, the rookies. Edgerton Cooper. Obviously, he was our first pick, but
I
if we
think
get a,
he was our second round. We got Jordan Morgan,
oh yeah, yeah.
offensive tackle, I think, first round.
Yep, that is correct.
But Edgerrin was number one linebacker in the draft, right?
Yeah, that he looks electric. Like if we can put him up next to Quay Walker and they both are just speedsters and flying to the ball, and like if the
Yeah.
Packers take a step up on defense, we are going to be contending, I feel like, for the number one seed in the NFC. Like it's going to be us and the
Wow.
49ers.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow. I like that.
I'm rock solid onto them right now. I think they're going to be ascending rapidly. Marshall
Yeah.
Lloyd looks like he could be adding a speed element to the Packers backfield that was very similar to Aaron Jones. And if we have a
Mhm.
1-2 punch between him and Josh Jacobs, that's going to be incredible to stop. Like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. I see you
and then
got
just
the. Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, and then we picked out a guy like Kalen King in the seventh round, who just could just be just nobody saw it type of guy and just be super special because he had a lot of pedigree, but he just had a down year last year, so he fell.
Mhm. Yeah.
But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I see the Josh Jacobs jersey behind you. I don't know if I should root for this, but I kind of sneakily think I think maybe Marshawn Lloyd could like by the end of the season could become the starter. Not that I don't, have confidence in Josh Jacobs, but I feel like Lloyd's got so much upside as a player.
I've been reading stuff that Matt LaFleur and these Packer personnel have been saying he just brings an extra like gear to the offense that they haven't seen in a little bit. So
Hmm.
whatever they got cooking over there, I'm just excited for because he seems super fast on tape, and if he's just catching screen passes and taking them to the house all the time, how do you not incorporate him? And I have Josh Jacobs in a couple of different fantasy dynasty leagues. But if it's Marshawn Lloyd time, just see you later, bud. You got the 1 year guaranteed. You got paid, but we're turning to the young buck, and it could be his time to shine very quickly.
Yeah, who knows? It'll be interesting. But yeah, Rob, thanks again for joining me. It was a pretty chaotic podcast. I didn't and I love that I wasn't prepared. You had all the gear ready to to throw on
Yep,
as soon as I started talking football, you're like, let me grab my Packers helmet, let me get the chain out.
ready to go.
But yeah, it was great. And yeah, I would love to have you back on, Rob, and keep practicing disc golf. You're gonna get first place this next time. Oh,
That's the
that's what
whole.
that is. I was wondering what
Yeah,
that was. I
that's
didn't know if
my
that was your
that's my putt
hamper.
machine right there. My practice putts.
Let's go. The Greenfield disc golf league does not know what's coming to them. They're
No,
not
they're
ready.
they're shaking in their boots right now.
But
Well, thanks for having me, Matt. I really appreciate it, brother.
yes, sir. Anytime. I'll see you later, dude. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Peace.
Peace out, bro. Thanks again, Rob, for pulling up to the podcast. Appreciate it. We had some laughs. Very chaotic podcast. I did not know. Just a plethora of issues on my end, um, but I think it was a entertaining one. And yeah, I know that the Zoom might have been in a little slow motion, but the audio was perfect. So if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, I'm on Audacity. I'm on all the shit. So listen to me on your drive on to work or your drive up north to the cabin if you live in Illinois and are trying to get away from that state. But cheap shot of Illinois there. But they deserve them. So let's just forget about the cheap shots and have some happier times here with the goosebump moments of the week. Everybody's favorite moment of the week, of course. Starting off at number 10, who else but Shohei Ohtani with a huge ninth inning dinger.
In that baseball bat.
Ohtani torches one, right center field, hit deep, and is going to one hop over the wall and give the Dodgers the lead.
Number 9, Geraldo Perdomo with a walk-off sacrifice fly.
High fly ball along the line. Varsho in foul ground.
Fair territory. He caught it. Corbin's coming home, and the Diamondbacks win it. They are over 500 for the first time since April 5th.
Number 8, Cedric Mullins walks it off for the O's.
Runner back in the 8th. No more breathing room for Clay Holmes. Mullins to left. Verdugo started in, and the Orioles are going to win it. Oh, my! Welcome to Club Sid.
Can handle the bat.
Number 7, Gio Urshela with a walk-off homer for the Tigers.
Left field, way back. Tigers win. Walk-off winner for Gio Urshela on a day to remember downtown Detroit. 2-out, 2-run home run in the 9th.
Number 6, Willie Calhoun with a walk-off homer for the Angels, his second of the night.
Did he do it? He's looking. He walks it off. He walks it off. Willie Calhoun and the Angels win it. Two-run home runs. Wow for Willie Calhoun.
Number 5, Jake McCarthy robs one to prevent a tie game.
That's going to send McCarthy to the wall. This has got a shot. He goes up.
He got it! Jake McCarthy just took away a game-tying home run. Now at second.
Number 4, Lane Thomas with a game-ending catch for the Brewers.
Ortiz, a drive into right field. Going back is Thomas at the wall. He caught it. He caught the baseball, and the Nationals win. What a catch from the right fielder to clinch a 6-5 win in Milwaukee.
Number 3, Mike Yastrzemski with a walk-off inside the park home run. Wow.
Yaz swings and hits one into the gap, right center field. That one is falling, a dive, and no! It rolls past the center fielder, Margot. Yaz around second, digging for third, and standing at third on a wild throw. The throw goes out of play, and this ball game is over. A Little League home run to wrap it up.
Number 2, Jose Caballero with a spectacular catch to end the game.
And a fly ball, short center with hang time, and it's caught.
Wow.
Oh, how about, did he catch it or did it drop?
It was an over-the-shoulder odd angle. You know the Yankees want it to be challenged. Here it is. Look at the angle. They are challenging it. Look at this catch up.
Yankees will challenge.
And he was celebrating when that ball came free. That ball was secure in the glove, and he went to celebrate. Well, he takes that away from Jose Siri, but someone had to take charge. And right there, that ball is put away, and as he celebrates, it flips out the end. The Rays are going to win this game. It's over.
Number 1, Lautaro Martinez wins the Copa America in the 112th minute.
Lautaro Martinez!
The quality to provide a moment, a winning moment in a Copa America final. Lautaro Martinez, the leading scorer in the tournament with 5 goals.
What a goal from Lautaro Martinez. What a win for Argentina. It was, somber but cool to see Lionel Messi and Di Maria go out on top. That's probably it for them for international soccer, unfortunately. But yeah, Argentina stays on top. They get the World Cup 2 years ago. They get the Copa America this year. And I have to look into the Olympic soccer. Someone told me you got to be 25 to do it. I got to do some research because that would mean no Mbappe, no Ronaldo, no Messi, obviously. But let's finish out the show here as I awkwardly rub my hands together. It's the Olympic basketball pick. It looks like I didn't watch the game, but apparently I guess we played Serbia yesterday. Don't know what the score was, but I'm pretty sure we kicked their ass because all I was seeing was like pictures of Jokic frantically screaming at his teammates, and looked like we kicked their ass. So that's good. And my sister's texted me, so you can probably hear that on the show. But Olympic basketball pick, Anthony Edwards was dominating. Steph Curry was currying. I'm sure LeBron was LeBroning. So you already know who I'm going to pick. I think I'll give Argentina, or not Argentina. They don't got Manu Ginobili anymore. Excuse me, France. I'll give France the silver medal in the Olympics, but you already know who I'm giving the gold. USA! USA! USA!